Hi everyone, this is part 2. I'm continuing with the junk journal that we started in the last part, and here is our junk journal. And now I'm going for the cover. I'm going to first glue on this black tissue paper as base to my cover, and I'm just going to wrinkle it. I want some texture in the background, so I'm not really concerned about the color because I'm going to paint it. What I do want is the texture. And as if you remember, or if you are stumbling on this video right now, this is the junk journal that I did for a prompt for a Facebook group I'm in, and I'm showing you something similar how to do. And now I'm going to make the cover and afterwards the tiles. So I've got this tissue paper and just going to put it down and use white glue to attach it to this cover. And I'll try to be neat about it. As I said, most of the time the cover I'll do as last thing in all my art journals, but this time it's just a junk journal, so I really don't care, and I do want to show you how to make it. So here we go with wrinkles for texture. Leaving it be, I'm not doing the inside yet, and just going for the other side, putting down glue. And here we go. Lots and lots of wrinkles. I'm going to let it be to dry because it's very flimsy, the tissue paper, and I don't want to tear it. So now for the tiles. I showed you in the last video what I've used. This is from the cheap store. It's the cheapest and card games or whatever game pieces for little kids that there are, and it's the equivalent of 50 cents, and I think it's a great way to have tiles or anything that is like 2 inches. Only now I don't have to measure and I don't have to fussy cut it. Of course they are you can unattach them from the board, and here is the one that I've already done these tiles, and I'm already planning on using it for another art journal page. I'm going to use this, so keep it and don't throw it away. So if you don't have something like that, any cards or pieces from a game can be used. Now don't use this side. Most of the time this side will be glossy or will need sanding and gesso, so just flip it over and work on this side. That's the same advice I gave you for puzzle pieces. Don't waste your time on sanding and gesso, just flip it over. Now before I flip it over and start working on it, I'm taking masking tape and I'm putting them like this, and I'll explain why. First of all, sometimes they attach without any warning, and then everything gets messed up. And also it's easier when I want to take them out of this board when I have the masking tape on. So, and sometimes it depends what you're doing on the other side. You want to keep the order of the pieces, so it's good that they are already stuck to this masking tape. So here is the board, and here is where I'm going to smear paint and do all kinds of things. First of all, let's move the glue aside, and I didn't bring any paint. Never mind, here it is. I want some light blue on my and maybe, I don't know, maybe turquoise, this one I think. And okay, so I've got here Deco Art Cool Blue, I've got Art Deco Light Mint, and Art Deco Turquoise. And now just apply it however you want. If you want to smear it with brayer, if you want to do it with a brush or with a sponge, whatever you like. I'm going to put down paint in random places once they want to get out of it, like so, and I'm going to use a sponge. Get out. Okay, here we go. And just any sponge you want to use. And I'm just starting to go over the page, and I'm hoping to have more than one color on each piece, so there will be something interesting in the background of each piece. So if I think there isn't, I just, as you can see, I'm dipping into one of the paints and I'm going all over the board, because as I said, I'm going to use next even the leftover frame for all these pieces. So here we go. Just going back and forth where I think there is a need for another color. Like if I feel there isn't enough turquoise here, I'll just dip in the turquoise, and here we go. So I'll have interest and variations in the colors. Just adding from the turquoise in several places. Okay, this needs to dry before we are continuing. So I'm moving this aside and I'll be back when the cover is dry and this is dry, so we can continue to the next phase. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back with the cover, and now I want to tuck in my tissue paper. I'm just going to trim a little because this is too much. So just cutting it more closely. I hope I'm in frame. Okay, a little bit here. Okay, now nice and easy. I'm just going to take again white glue. I'm going to do the corners first, like so. And I've cut it here so I can fold the paper inside, like so. This is going to get covered, so I really don't care how it looks. And here is the corner that I've missed. Again, doesn't really matter. Here we go. And just to expedite things, because I already have here glue, I'm going to put the pieces that I've planned to cover, just adding a little bit more glue. And I've got here another piece of a wallpaper that I'm just going to put down here, and I'm going to trim it when it's dry. So I'm just flipping this over and trimming here so it won't bother me. As you can see, I'm not measuring anything. This is only constructing something so you can have fun and experiment. This is not scrapbooking. Just do what feels right for you, not for anyone else. There are no rules, just having fun. Forgot to put here glue. And now here a little bit more glue so I can put the piece of wallpaper sample that I've got. Here we go. And again, I'll trim it once everything will be dry. So this needs to dry, as I said. It really feels like it's still got moisture from the glue inside, so I'm leaving it be and I'm putting it aside and going back to the tiles. Now, two ways going about it. You can take stencil with lots of itsy bitsy details, put it on top and stencil whatever, and what comes randomly on each tile, that's what you've got. Or you can disconnect all these tiles and work on each one individually. Right now I'm thinking I'm going to take one stencil and or maybe two and do something on my tiles. For the other ones that I showed you, I've used this stencil, but only this part. I'll show you. this is it, the inside here. And the other one, this flowery type, is only this flower, and a little bit of this part I've done, where is it, here. And the other tiles is this stencil. So I've looked for a stencil with little details, because it's a little medium, so you need something interesting on it. Again, moving it aside and going to get a stencil that will give me a lot of details. Here we go. Haven't used it until now. This is from Stamperia, and I hope it will give me interesting tiles. Here it is. So I'm going to take, instead of modeling paste, if you've seen my videos, I'm using wall compound. So here it is, and a palette knife, and very, very gently I'm going to go over all of this with the wall compound. I prefer wall compound, it's cheaper than modeling paste. So, but if you have modeling paste, go for it. So very gently I'm just spreading it on top of the stencil, and I'm hoping for the best. I'm not good at it. Sometimes it works for me, and sometimes when I lift the stencil, everything is smeared. So I'm just hoping for the best. And I'm laying it very thin on stencil. I'm not looking for a very raised pattern on my tiles. In the other tiles I used I stenciled with gold. I'm doing it very, very slowly because I'm really hoping that it will work. Okay, almost done. Let's hope for the best. Okay, let's hope it worked. And we've got liftoff. Okay, it worked. So I just need patience. That's the recipe, it seems. Okay, so I'm going to let it dry. It really needs to be completely dry before working on it. Again, and also the cover, and I'll be back. I'm back. So here are my tiles. Now it's only a matter of getting them outside of the frame like so, and seeing it like this, I'm thinking that I am going to use them for all kinds of things more than for this cover. I'm thinking I can punch a hole and put it on a keychain. I can make even a bracelet from it and attach them to one another this way, like this, and make a bracelet. For now we are just going to do the cover for the junk journal, and as I said, I'm just taking them out of the frame, and I only need 12 of them like so. This I'm taking aside. Now you can also add more embellishments. You can add charms, you can add flowers, whatever you want. This is just to give you some kind of idea how to play with this kind of stuff. And again, this is only pieces of cardboard from the cheap store. Do whatever you want, play. So our cover, I was thinking about it, what I want to do with it, and I still have a little bit of wet glue here, and I just want to make something that will speak with the same language as my tiles. So I'm thinking of dry brushing the wrinkles I've got on the black tissue paper, and I hope it will work. Let's see. If not, I'll cover it with black paint, of course. So I'm taking some paintbrush and only taking a little bit of paint and going over gently so the wrinkles will get picked up. All this great texture in the back. Okay, so I wasn't so gentle here in the middle. Never mind, I'm going to have tiles here. I'll try to be more gentle. Trying to take as little bit as I can and dry brushing the wrinkles. I'll bring it close to the camera in a minute so you can see. Okay, so as you can see, it picked all the texture from the tissue paper, and now just attaching the tiles, just gluing them down however you want. I'm thinking now that I want something else, not the same thing I've done on the other junk journal. I'm thinking something like this, and also adding some charms or flowers. Yeah, this is going here, or maybe I'll do also on the back of the cover. I don't know. Nope, just here. So I'm going to glue this down, and I'm going to bring all kinds of more embellishments to add to this, and I'll be back. I'm back. So tiles are in place. I've glued some flowers and this little pieces from long ago earrings from the 80s, the lovely 80s. And now I'm just putting down beads on the leftover thread from doing the signature, and it's just putting down some beads, nothing to it, and of course tying it at the end so they won't slide off. And basically this is it. Now just make whatever is appealing to you. You can the cover, the tiles, use your imagination. You can do whatever you want. The tiles can be also inked at the edges to add more interest. Like you can put charms. I would go with like copper like charms if I wanted. It would give a nice contrast with the color in the back. So just use your imagination and what you have on hand. So basically this is it, my junk journal, which probably you will see me use in the near future. So just making a note at the end and going over it several times so it will be thick enough so the beads won't slide down. So basically this is it. That's my junk journal, and I hope you will try doing something like that, and please have fun with it. So thank you for watching, thank you for leaving me comments below, and I'll be seeing you in my next video. Bye for now.